The Stillwater Group has the tagline Creative and Responsive Custom Home Building. One element that's not in the tagline, and one element that has been thrown around on social media, on the website, also in press releases, is how the Stillwater Group is building on Peninsula Ridge on Lake Keowee. A lot of people may not be familiar with Peninsula Ridge. For those that have been on the lake, maybe you just passed by the edge of it and didn't realize the magic, the beauty, the views, and even more so, the access that Peninsula Ridge offers. And many of it, they call it lake living. But would you define lake living as a view of the lake without access to it? Every plot of land on Peninsula Ridge has the opportunity for not only that creative and responsive custom home build, but also the access and being able to bridge the gap, and for that matter, the space to get from a home to the water. Peninsula Ridge, it's an interesting shape. If you have access to the reserve at Lake Keowee, to get out there, to talk to Brandon Ike, to talk to Doug Fish, take a drive, take a tour. It's not just about the home that can be built on Peninsula Ridge. It's the intricate design. It's the way a Stillwater Group custom home can be angled, shaped, almost aimed toward the waterfront for both the views and the access. These plots are exquisite pieces of art. It's plots, it's land, it's dirt, but it is art because it supplies something that you cannot find right now in most places on Lake Keowee. Access. The access comes down to the view, to what you see in the water, to what you see in the sky, to the access and the pathways that you choose down to that water. If you're looking into lake living, and lake life to you, Keowee life to you, is about that boat, is about that access of touching the water, grabbing that cup of coffee, walking out on your own dock, and making it an easy walk. For those of you that have boated around Keowee, there's some pretty interesting stairways and pathways that zigzag, that take some pretty steep declines too, to get to the water. Less so on Peninsula Ridge. As you think about what you want to do when it comes to your home builder, your custom home builder that's going to build that luxury home for you, are you also taking into account where that home can go? The Stillwater Group, a creative and responsive custom home building organization that looks at the entire process as an entire experience. And inside of that process, it's looking at that plot of land and not just building a home. It's building the access from the pathway to get to the front door, to the back door to get you out to the lake, and every path in between. Peninsula Ridge on Lake Keowee has a select, exclusive, and not to sound like there's a pressure to it, but a limited number of plots to allow for that home to be built the right way, with the right access to the water. If you are looking for that style of lake living, and not just a high cliff, and not just a view, but true access to Lake Keowee, then the true place for you is on Peninsula Ridge, and the true builder for you is the Stillwater Group.